Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Mighty Misfit Menagerie.
Farm emo.
We are all a little bit giggly right now because we got together a little early before streaming tonight for some delicious food brought to us by our very own Henry here that is themed after what is coming in Candlekeep Mysteries tonight, where we will be playing the Curious Tale of Wisteria Vale. So we're all very curious to see how what we ate prior to this game ties into what we're going to do in a few hours.
And everyone ate everything, right?
Yes.
Right.
Oh God.
I want to say I only have the skewers and bite of the jalapeno poppers.
I got thirds of one of the things.
We're gonna get halfway.
We got played.
We're gonna get halfway through Witchlight, and Hank's gonna be like, "Everyone make a Constitution save."
Oh, that's the next game.
A lot.
I got a 9. You know what? No regret. Whatever happened.
What's changed?
What about regrets?
As my tattoo says, no regret.
That's not bad.
At least a 15.
Yeah.
With that fun little teaser in mind, we are very excited to see what is to come now that we know a little bit more about the dark and drafty world of Motherhorn. And speaking of the dark and drafty world of Motherhorn, what happened last week?
I missed it. What did you say?
I love your sex.
That's the second time Helena did that to me tonight, and I'm
Also the name of your sex tape.
That's the sequel. Oh my god.
she is my husband now.
Can we just stop the stream?
We're done.
All right, so thank you so much for joining us
6 seconds.
for another.
Even more for 6
Stop
minutes.
stealing my jokes! I don't think we've ever let Coulter get all the way through an intro without destroying it.
It's tradition.
Eventually.
With that in mind, good night, everybody. Alina, what happened last week?
So Cade had just stepped out into the theater and he's like, I'm here for the show. I got the talent. We're here. And Stage Fright is like, I believe you. So he's like, let me show you to the prop room. And here are some props. So we all go in there. We get various things for our little show. And we decide we're going to just spit in this hag's eye. And we're going to tell the story of her sister who's now dead thanks to us. So we put on an amazing show. The Darklings just sit there stoically, but you just gotta know that means that's the highest praise coming from them.
I mean, the hag did clap and laugh.
And the motherfucking hag clapped for us and was like, okay, I guess you guys can stay the night. Don't be ruining any other of my other shows or you'll be sorry. So we're like, okay, cool. So Stage 5 takes us to our rooms. We find Hurley. He's been here. It turns out he actually made a deal with the hag. Rookie mistake. And so that is why he's here. He looks really old in this funky mirror, and Kay looks like a skeleton. Who knows what that meant? Then we get into the room. There's 5 other people in there, and a couple of them are crying. So Jeltra's like, let me talk to you. And Kate's like, let me talk to you. And they kind of comfort them and get a little information. There's the forest elf Diamanda. There's a tiefling named Elegy. There's a human named Klee. There's a halfling named Puff. So they tell us a little bit about like the hag's rules. They're like, she's upstairs somewhere. The Darklings and the Shadows and the Goblins are like working for her. But sometimes the Darklings don't like really care what we do. And then sometimes the Shadows can be bad. But also the shows can't go on if the polls are sabotaged in some way. So maybe you want to do something about that. Also, Endelyn has the Aura of Tragedies, which allows her to see like her various futures. So if she's not at a show, she's like studying that. She also goes on her balcony. That's where she watches from her balcony. And she will join a performance if she really likes it. Otherwise, she goes back to the Aura. Cody's like, I'm gonna send a spider to go snoop a dupe, and the spider's very effective, kind of sees a bunch of weird things. There's a library, goblins, there's some more goblins, there's cloaked beings, there's this weird shackled goblin who gets turned into a mask via magic, and so awesome. Then there's this weird theater with all like these waving, moving shadows. Meanwhile, Jeltra's like, I'm gonna send word to the Korads. They need to help us destroy the weather poles. And then Percy's like, I will get Cosmo to go to the Brainox and tell them to destroy the poles. We'll parent trap those two warring races. And then Jeltra gets some info. And then ellipses, so hopefully decapitated.
Just one criticism. The spider's name was Robert.
Robert.
You mentioned Clee's name. All he did was cry.
Oh no, Alamic was the crier.
Oh, Alan.
I couldn't even get a name because he was just crying way too much.
I'm just saying, the spider had a name and it was Robert.
And it was Robert, and he was noble.
He might be dead now.
And he might very well be dead.
Diamanda was the one that was petting me weird, right?
No, Diamanda, actually maybe. Yes, Diamanda was the one that was petting you weird. She was the gnome. Elegy was the talking to the skull and going on more confidently.
Practicing her elegy.
Yes.
She's the one that Jeltra made the fake flames for her skull.
She was practicing soliloquy, but
Which is like a monologue, but with other people on stage.
so where we join all of you, the letter has just been sent out the window. Jeltra and I believe you had all decided right after this to take a rest.
No, we had to rest so she could send it out the next day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had just woken up, and so I got my speak with animals and my beast sense back. That's how I sent Robert out. So we are thoroughly in the next day.
Yes.
Fantastic. So the next morning, we will pick up with Cody having re-entered the room after Jeltra has sent her bird out the door.
Could I have sent Cosmo last night?
Yes.
You
Okay.
did, I think.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Because you woke up and you asked if Cosmo was back, and he said no.
That's right.
right. Yes. Yeah. Whereas I had to wait for
So
the
he's not
following
back
morning.
So I believe we already. So I'll just come in and say the same thing on last name. Goblins turned into masks, stairwell, weird, semi-aware theater that Robert. That's where I lost my connection with Robert. Oh, and a library. Those are the things I saw through the spider's eyes before I lost it.
Looking through my spider's eyes, my spider's eyes.
Okay, so I've searched this room for the horn, right? I think so. I don't know why it would be in this room, but I think I searched for
Yes, and there was not a horn in
No,
this room.
no, 9 horn. Okay.
9 horn.
It would be odd if they just had it like in the
I know,
box.
that would be way too easy. Like, come
It's
on.
in the props.
That was the
It's
name
in the
of your
prop
sex
box.
tape.
That would be too easy. Come on.
Oh, 9 horn. I'm not going to elaborate on that because we are
Group sexing.
But Helena will elaborate.
My Lita Pony, thanks for tuning in.
Her.
What would you all like to do?
Formally apologize.
Is it horrible that my first thought was see how sharp that horn is?
Oh God.
Yes, yes it is. What are you formally apologizing for, Gabe?
Formally apologizing to Diamanda that we're gonna have to leave, and I want them to be okay. Also, I'm kind of done with the. It was cute at first, but now.
So, luckily, the previous evening, when you and Jeltra talked, and Jeltra had created this bird and like helped, send off this message, you did give her a feather.
That's
something
right.
That she also
Yes.
hadn't had access to in a long time. So she kind of nods solemnly and thanks you for this comfort of home. Appreciative that you were so patient with her tactile needs, but is not at all offended that you need to continue your journey.
I wonder if you would like, I can cut off one of his ears. Just the tip.
No, he can't.
No, that would be
I'm mostly messing with the cave.
And then I'll like, no.
Oh, I was just going to say they're so beautiful. It'd be a shame to have them detached from him.
Take my knife out.
Diamanda stands and puts out her arms in front of Cade.
I'll take out the whatever it was that I took from. I'm shit with names.
Molliver.
Molliver,
Oh,
and I took the
Stiletto.
The poniard.
The poignard, yeah.
poignard out. If you're gonna do that, it's like, oh, you still can't have it.
Jojo, are you challenging me to a knife fight? As I spin my knife around.
I wouldn't.
No, and I try and do the same thing.
I think she's
Roll.
just being protective as I go.
I think we need a roll. Minus
Probably.
4.
Alright, so sleight of hand checks.
To who brandish their dagger the best. Yeah.
I guess. Sleight of hand.
No, I'm on Joltra's side.
What did you get?
4.
Okay, good. I got a 15.
And Elegy sitting on a chair lazily talking to her skull. Another group succumbing to the madness of Motherhorn. Shame, I had hoped for this one.
Madness?
And to be honest, this is how we always are.
Oh, well, perhaps you'll fare better, having come mad.
No, we came from the fair. It was better, though.
Where's my...
And I think she means we'll do better.
We have lines to run, so if you're going to do your coup, we have to continue to prepare in case you fail. But if you want to get towards that,
That's
perhaps I
understandable.
can find some better material.
I'm sensing what I believe to be sarcasm from Elegy.
I think she's ready for us to go.
Well, we'll be back when we need to sleep later.
Yes, it was hard to get a wink of sleep with all that noise.
What, the crying?
I didn't cry.
Sure.
I'll look back out the window and see if my if my pigeon is still in sight or if it's long gone. Trying to see owl. Could have swore I thought we said
I said carrier pigeon, and then you went,
No,
no,
I know.
it's an owl.
a day owl.
You are not allowed to play an owlet next time. If that's already started.
Did you instruct the owl to return?
I think it'll have
I don't think so.
There
Okay,
is no.
So I don't see him.
because you're wild. It only lasts for a certain number of hours. I don't know if you'd have enough juice to
Right.
get back.
Hold on. I'll look into it. But yeah, I think I was just instructing them to carry a message. We had paper and ink.
Cade wrote the message.
I want to show you guys this, but I cannot put it on screen, so I'm going to try and pull it up on DDD. But yeah, so there is no owl. And I think that generally speaking, you would know that sending this out, that's kind of it. It's gone.
No,
You just kind of have to trust that it.
I hope it gets there. I mean, we did give it good instructions about how to get to the henge.
You have to trust that Hootgood is going to succeed in its mission. Just for all of your references, if I can do this gracefully, that is Elegy and Stage Fright.
Wait, yeah.
She does
That is fantastic.
She
feisty.
looks like an
Actresses.
I was just saying, damn it, allergies.
I mean, she was a successful actress before she got stuck here.
She reminds me of Andy Samberg's best friend character in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh.
Stephanie.
Chelsea Peretti.
Oh, Chelsea Peretti. Oh, I thought you were talking about. Yeah, doesn't matter.
She looks like Chelsea Peretti to me, Elegy.
I can see it.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
All right. So where from here?
Well, we know
Well,
these are all alcoves that we slept in. This was the way that we came in, correct?
Yes.
What I'm trying to think. What is the direction that we haven't?
This
gone?
is the direction to the props room.
Okay.
so where did I send the spider?
You sent the spider north of the props room into that library.
So should we go and stop them from turning people into masks, or should we go to the Shadow Theater and see if that's a good place to set up for the fight?
I feel like if we go to stop them from turning people into masks, then we lose an element of surprise.
I just know sometimes Shelter gets really upset when people are needlessly like tortured or stuff like that.
You're right.
And they were obviously being tortured and hurt. And
It did look painful.
I also
The description given was that there was a goblin strung up and a ray blasted at it that turned into a piece of wood.
We have to go there first, don't we?
I also don't think that we have any element of surprise whatsoever because she knows we're here.
Yeah, we need to kill her ability to see the future too.
Do we go take care of the torturing while we wait for our friends on the outside to take care of the towers?
Well, I mean, if she knows what we've been doing, she knows that we've been undoing her schemes all over.
Right, but we can still give them time to do that. I think, yeah, let's go. Let's try to stall and give them some time because maybe they can actually do something and destroy him.
And who
if
knows
you
how
can-
long it's going to take for the owl to get, or Cosmo,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody to mobilize.
And if her eyes are on us and she knows that if she needs to watch us, then she won't be watching our compadres.
I might be misunderstanding what we're saying, but are we on vacation?
No.
Give me what's everybody's passive again?
15.
13 or 14?
10.
Shelter's 16.
Thank you. I just wasn't at that. 17 now.
Oh.
So, Jeltra, you're the first to notice as you're having this discussion in the dressing rooms, kind of deciding what to do next. Looking just kind of over Cody's shoulder at the mirrors, you are all skeletons in the mirrors.
That wasn't that way yesterday.
It's just Cade.
Guys,
Yes?
Whoa.
Hey, I'm not alone anymore.
why am I a
Just this
skeleton?
me.
You can all see shambled versions of your attire. Not very much on Solstice, but beautiful skeleton.
And we don't
Yes.
feel any different.
No,
I always thought my skeleton would be plaid.
So, is
Can't see.
Solstice's skeleton a human skeleton or?
it is a human
Okay.
skeleton.
Wouldn't it show her as a unicorn, though?
That's why I'm asking.
Point of
So it doesn't actually show who you are inside. There is some kind of insidious trick to it.
order, I guess, because Cade wants to see. Cade's going to hold Jeltra's hand, and I want to see if the skeleton bones are like if there's space between, or if the skeleton fingers actually like touch.
There is slight gaps between them where your skin would be.
And then I'm gonna look at it, and then I'm gonna realize what I'm doing and
So,
get nervous.
what is different about today than was different yesterday when it was just Cade?
It just applied to Cade. Well, he was the smallest.
Can-
Maybe it was a slow moving effect.
Can Cody make an Arcana check to see if these are portals to the Shadowfell?
Yes.
Portals.
Nat 20? So 18.
It's a kick in the
Well,
pants.
I was gonna say, I'm like, can I make an Arcana check? Because I sat in the darn throne and I. This is all weird.
I am connected to the universe.
They are mirrors. They're not portals. They're solid. They do have an enchantment on them, but and you can tell that the enchantment is illusion based.
Okay. So I knock on the mirrors. Not real portals. These are fake mirrors.
But I mean, it's a real mirror. It's reflecting back to us.
Yes, but they're not going to take us anywhere. There's no escape here.
Is there anything behind the mirrors? Are they right up against the wall? I'm just trying to
They're
remember.
kind of set up in this vanity style, so the tables are each like kind of half moons.
Oh,
with
okay,
these
so that's what
mirrors.
these.
Yes,
Got
yeah.
it,
So
got it, got it.
you could even pull them away from the wall. Nothing behind them, solid stone. They're not like heavily attached.
Can I?
Did somebody explain to us exactly where we are and aren't allowed to go?
You were allowed to go anywhere.
Anywhere
Nobody-
on this floor, right?
The actors that you ran into said that generally this floor is free reign. That they avoid going upstairs or downstairs
Okay.
unless they have an
And we-
explicit reason to.
And we've already been downstairs, right? Okay.
Can we take a few minutes?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I ritually cast Identify on the mirror?
Identifizzle.
Did we eat breakfast already? I can't remember.
I think we may have.
I believe you passed out good berries to all of the
Let me
actors
spend
too.
the spell slot then.
if you are going to cast Identify on one of the mirrors, Jiltra's going to, like, there's a chair in front of the mirror. I'll go sit in one of the chairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into.
I'm going to try and be one with the cosmos again, like I was in that other chair. I don't know.
While you do that, do you want me to do your makeup?
I mean, is there makeup around?
These are actor stations, so there's basic makeup supplies.
Can I do a wonderful evening look on Jeltra while she meditates?
Which chair are you sitting in?
It's going to depend on whatever Percy is not. So whichever one I won't interrupt what he's doing. So one of the other.
Are they all doing the same thing?
They are.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I'll sit at the middle set then. Middle chair.
This is you can kind of see as you're looking at like what's in front of you. This is a station shared by Elegy and probably the tiefling that you saw on stage yesterday, because all of the kind of like flesh palettes for like for their
Foundation.
thank you, foundation. One is a set of reds and one is a set of purples.
Oh well, those won't work, and I'll stand up. Is there another one that's more that closely matches?
This one does have like more what is like a traditional elf, human, tiefling, halfling, dwarf, flesh tone palette.
I'll sit there.
Where you can kind of like see the range of, tan to more of a warm brown,
Not
things like that.
infernal skin tone.
Yes.
Before I sit down, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
There's also, this is where you found Hurley sitting when he came in, so there's also several like hair grooming items for his
Got it.
main.
Okay. Before I sit down, I'm about to sit down, and then I think better of it, and Jeltra will walk back into the room with everyone. I'm sorry. Are you guys all skeletons when you sit down to do your makeup?
Elegy, I look fantastic. And Klee, kind of wiping another tear. Last week I was. This week I just look decrepit.
What happened between last week and this week?
I gave a fine performance. It was one of the best of my career. I think she liked it.
So she liked
Okay.
it when you were a skeleton? Or she liked it when you were decrepit?
Well, I look better after the performance, so take that as you will.
Right. Okay, thank you. I think these mirrors are an indication of maybe her how she feels about us.
Do you want a smoky eye or not? So I hold up a brush.
I'll sit down in the chair.
Solstice, you were saying you were about to do something.
I'm afraid that I've put off finding Eldon's horn long enough. I'm going to venture out and do some searching for that now. So I'm going to move to whatever doorway we haven't gone through, I guess.
My love, I don't think we should split up and go on our own.
You all can catch up with me when you're done, when you're ready.
I kind of look at the kid.
Cody's saying we should not let Solstice go off on his own. We should all stick together.
That makes sense.
Jeltra can't go anywhere with half a face.
No.
Dear God.
All right. Is anybody following Solstice, or are you guys staying in this room?
If
I thought Kate was.
I thought that was what the signal was.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, Cade, go with Solstice.
Okay. Solstice, wait up.
my ritual's done by then I would follow, but
Yours is still going on. There hasn't quite been 10 minutes left, or 10 minutes past yet, rather. There we go. You both enter through the props room as the makeup and ritual session are still going through. In this room, there are two doors. You know that the door on the south side of this room is to the hallway that Stage Fright took you through from the stage to enter the props room. The north door from Cody, you know, leads into a library.
We know
Search
that that way goes out to the stage, and that way goes to the library.
A library would be an excellent place to stash a priceless object of magnificent beauty.
As you enter, this magnificent hall is lined with stone bookshelves housing a library of leather-bound tomes. 3 elderly bespectacled goblins climb ladders to fetch books for 3 slender cloaked figures who are reading while seated in overstuffed armchairs. You notice, kind of just scanning, that all of the books that you can see here appear to be identical.
So I try to naturally just kind of walk up to the first shelf and just look at a few of the books to confirm that they're the same book.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Investigating. 12.
You don't notice it on the first shelf, but kind of walking around the room, over on this side, there is one book that sticks out. Rather than the black leather with gold embossing on the side, it is wider, shorter, and green, with a withered frog stitched into its spine.
This one
So-
looks different.
So are the contents of the books different, but the spines are all the same?
You're not there.
Well, I'm just asking for my clarification.
Looking at like nobody's opened any of the books.
Oh,
So
okay.
looking at the shelves, they're like all black, all gold embossment. The actual writing on the sides of them differs. They just have numbers, and the numbers differ. But like they're all identically
That's what I was just clarifying.
Volumes.
height, width.
I was just
everything
confused.
is the
Like,
same.
is it a library of all the same book, or they all look similar? That's why I was.
Got it.
I
Yeah,
was
that makes
Same
sense.
publisher.
One of the slender figures, as you kind of like reach for the book, kind of looks up and then goes back to the reading.
What's in the screen though?
Are you opening it?
Yes.
That's a great.
Shoot shots at a timer. Shutting this.
Go ahead and roll a dexterity. Dexterity.
Oh no! A dexterity save or a dexterity? Okay. Save is
you have your
plus
aura?
4. Dirty 20.
Did you just get your aura?
Oh, I didn't think. No, I don't have that.
I'm sorry. It's a con save. You can keep the same number, but it's a con save, not a dex. Apologies.
Okay. Oh, that's plus 5. 21.
As you open the book, and I also need you to roll this. I'm sorry.
A con save?
Proximity. This is what we get for going into books. We're not book people.
We're not book people. We have separate characters for that.
Oh,
19.
Fantastic. As you open the book, you hear a crack, and dust emanates out of the book in a spray. You are able to toss it away from you and step out of the cloud that then settles onto the floor.
what is the good of that?
Since when do books try to kill people?
I leave that there.
The title of the book was Tales from the Gloaming Court, Volume 3.
The Gloaming Court.
Yes.
Would I know anything about
That's the
Gloaming Court?
it's the Bullywugs, isn't it?
No, actually. You might be right, but I don't think it is, if I remember correctly.
I thought they had the Gloaming Court. That was what the Bullywugs called there. I might be wrong.
The book is now just kind of on the floor.
Okay, lying
What's
open.
the word? it's
Spread eagle.
yeah, sure. We'll go with
Okay.
that.
All right. I would just like to kind of investigate the rest of this room then, looking for the horn there, obviously, but try to appear as if I am perusing the books as much as possible when these people can see me.
None of them
We'll
seem to
split
be paying a terrible amount of attention. They don't seem to particularly care that you're here.
Cool.
The Gloaming.
So I
They're kind of
point,
invested in what
you
they're
get that
doing.
side of the library, I'll get this side of the library.
Do any of you, or do either of you, like look at any of the other copies of books that are the kind of like that are all the identical ones, or leave them alone and kind of look for things that are more possibly related to the horn?
I guess I would like skim the book titles to see if anything, I guess specifically looking for like anything that references unicorns or like magic that would utilize unicorn horns or something, but I wouldn't pay too much attention to that, I guess, if the numbers are, because like I would just see that and I think interpret it as many volumes of some series. So what about you?
No, I'm worried that I'm gonna miss what the horn is. So I'm like trying to find it.
Looking around the room, all of the other shelves seem to be beautifully dusted, perfectly in order. All of the books are sized in a way that as they round in these corners, they fit together perfectly and seamlessly on
Beautiful
the spines. The goblins seem to be taking very good care of the tomes. One of the goblins does, at one point as you're kind of going through, approach. It appears you're perhaps having trouble finding what you're looking for. Is there anything that I can help you with? Guests of our Dark Lady are always more than welcome to peruse.
How does she treat you?
I don't believe I've seen her in a few years now. The goblins from upstairs drop off the books and we file them.
She doesn't come here often.
No, usually once she's written them, she's done with them.
These are all written by her?
I believe so. I try not to peruse them. They're very dark.
Well, yes, we're looking for any information on spells or uses for unicorn horns.
Oh.
You haven't seen a unicorn horn around here, have you?
Generally books.
Just books, yeah.
Just books.
So, any books on unicorn horns then?
Um,
Or what she might want? What her foul purpose might be?
Dalinar! Calls over to another goblin, and the goblin lets go of the ladder, slides down, hops over. Yeah? Unicorn horns? Prophecy 642. I believe that reference. 642. Ah, yes, just a moment. And he climbs up the ladder and pushes himself along the wall, uses the foot to stop the ladder, and then reaches forward and pulls out a book with the numbers 642 at the top, as well as several punctuation marks with additional numbers below, and hands the black tome down.
This one won't blow up in my face, will it?
Oh, no, that green one was very abnormal. I believe she brought it from her sister, or was intending to give it to her sister. We avoid the mummy rot.
I'm sorry, did you say mummy rot?
I believe that was the dust. Yes.
Along that note, are there any other books in here that do that? I would very much like to take a look at one.
These are all our children. That was an outsider.
What other outsiders are there? And can I start looking for a book that I think might do that?
Examining every other book besides that single green copy with the frog on the cover and frog on the spine are identical black books with gold embossing.
That's the only other book, outsider book.
Every other book is black.
Okay, I'm scheming.
What's in this book? If I skim it, what? Yeah.
It's handwritten in a beautifully done, well-practiced and precise cursive.
The pages human skin?
Yeah.
They appear to be linen.
Okay.
It's fine pressed, hard. You see, kind of as you're scrolling through it and kind of turning it, a passage about Scabba the Secret, where this has been recorded that every morn when Scabba rises, the one first seen by her waking eyes and swiftly forgotten, like some fleeting swain, she isn't remembered until she slept again, which you already knew, but it's kind of clear this has been pieces of things that Endelyn has deemed worthy of keeping. Most of them are prophecies. And when you get kind of towards the back of the book as you're skimming through, it catches your attention that all I've wrought shall come undone when the moon blots out the sun. The sweet treachery we three have wrought would will forgive us. Ha, I think not. Time was our ally standing beside us, giving us that which Mummy denied us. But now I feel its hands turn cold and see its second sight unfold. The hourglass broken, the sisters three, meeting our hellish destiny. Bav and Scab will never know that time has always been our foe. For when the horn has come to call, this group of 5 will end us all.
Oh my goodness. Interesting.
What's so interesting?
Well, I show you. It seems to refer to us, doesn't it?
This group of 5. Yeah, it brings up the other sisters, their weaknesses, her weakness of being terrified of eclipses. It specifies what kind of eclipse, and then references the 5.
And does it mean that if we have the horn, that is when we will be unstoppable? Or will the horn itself come to call? Meaning, Eldon.
I think it means we will be unstoppable once we find the horn.
I feel like we heard that. Haven't we heard something like that already? Dang it. Anyway, okay. Okay.
Oh, is it another one of her death tomes?
Oh, yes, it seems like one of the prophecies that she's seen in her dreadful aura.
If you look, most of the ones with a 4 and an even ending, 3, 4, 8, 2, 4, 0, 7, 4. Oh, actually, that's 9, but it does have one in it. Those are most of her deaths.
Do you think we should look at these other deaths?
I think so.
She brings us a death tome weekly.
Okay. So I guess we'll just grab like 3 of the nearby ones and see what they say.
They're full of several things, and they all seem to end with another poem describing a way in which she dies.
Okay.
Many of them have an eclipse reference in it, and they'll say different things about a group of 4, a group of 2. Like it's kind of varying
Different
degrees.
different foes or whatever.
And one of them that you notice references turning reflections into bone, turning their flesh into stone. For I shall grind them in the night, and I shall surely win this fight.
Okay. And you guys don't happen to know when the eclipse is?
I don't know how to say this.
Are you allowed to know?
No. Generally astrological goings on, anything to do with astronomy or the actions of the celestial bodies are kept under lock and key here.
It does seem like that is the missing puzzle piece.
Indeed they do.
Okay, so
They really like their jobs. I mean, like,
I think we might
Happiest
have-
employees at Motherhorn.
Can I grab the death tome that accounts 5,
yeah.
and then would like to ask to borrow it? May I borrow this to show my companions?
Oh, please, of course, yes. Don't
Particularly-
take it out of the building. She doesn't like that. But as long as it's here,
It'll remain in Motherhorn, yes.
fantastic. I recommend not damaging it either. She did vaporize the last book damager. But as long as you don't destroy it and bring it back intact, you should be fine.
Perfect. And I'll and safely into the waistcoat of holding.
Okay, we'd probably move on to the next room.
Coming back as you guys wrap this up,
Rose or more of a bronze?
I don't know. I mean, I just
Bronze it is.
Percy, you have finished this identification. It is each of the mirrors have a powerful illusion put on them. It reacts to a connection to the hag, and you can kind of see these thin lines going up through the ceiling, all going into a single direction, and it shifts as you watch it with the motion of whatever it seems to be connected to. It with identify, there is an aura of emotional magic as well. What it's the way that the illusion is crafted, that you can see that the image that is produced is tied to a perception of the creator.
So it is the hag.
It's said to a perception of the creator, as in like what our perception of the creator is, or what the creator's perception is of whoever looks in the mirror.
The latter.
Okay.
So the hag makes you look how she wants you to.
Mm-hmm.
Or how she, depending on how she feels about you.
So, like we did a good performance yesterday, maybe not Cade, because he was a skeleton.
Or he interrupted initially. And
then
so
maybe
she
that's, she had some feelings about him, but the rest of us she was okay with, and so we looked normal.
I don't know if I'm smart enough to make this connection, but perhaps she's trying to make us think that we are going to die, and hence to trick us into making a deal.
Why wouldn't she have done that yesterday?
We did with Cade.
Right. But she talked about doing deals with all of us.
I think initially she said Cade, and then I'm not sure. Regardless, it feels like manipulation. Oops. Oh. And I hold up a hand mirror because I'm done with Jeltra.
How does it look?
You look normal in that.
Okay.
Do you
I
want to
did
do
a
this?
beautiful evening look with because she has yellow tones to her skin because she's a wood elf, so like yellow and green tones. So I did like a dark lip, smoky eye, the bronze and like metallic tones for like the highlights and the contour and stuff. So she looks like she's ready for the red carpet.
Based on your perception of style, do you want to do a sleight of hand to do like kind of like the skill of it, or do you want to like what would you perceive this as?
I think that Cody is doing what he knows other people want, not what he would personally like. So like it's not his sense of fashion. It's just like he's done makeup at the fair.
So is it a performance check?
Which would you prefer? Would you want to say dexterity or sleight of hand?
I mean, sleight of hand. Yeah. Sleight of hand is my expertise. So 19.
You look beautiful.
Yeah. This is lovely. Thank you. And
Let's go.
I'll look in the mirror, like in the vanity mirror.
Skull.
Skull with makeup or just skull?
Just skull. Makeup would be on the skin.
That's disconcerting.
But in the hand mirror, you look ravishing.
I've never actually worn any of this before. We didn't have any at the house. They look very different, but the same.
Me and Solstice wear it all the time when we do shows. We don't do a lot on Cade because of the fur, but
That would make sense.
sometimes we'll like do some light airbrushing. Ever since we got to Eberron, we found one of those machines. Whew, did that change things?
Did Percy, you told us the connection you saw, or?
Yeah, he was talking with me about that.
Okay.
So now that we know that this is just tricks and hag bullshit, should we go find my husband before he stabs somebody?
No, of course.
The wrong person.
I'm curious what the difference is between yesterday and today. Why is she so on edge about us if she was welcoming before?
I mean, we literally have not been unclear about coming here to kill her, so.
But she was fine with us when we came, and now she's not. If the mirrors are to be believed.
The only part that confuses me is why Cade was different yesterday, but we were different today. But I'll be honest with you, Jotra, I mean, it doesn't stop what we came here to do.
It's true.
And knowing that it's her opinion.
I just figure if we know her better, or at least know what she's thinking, it might help us in some way.
I think that's exactly what she wants us to waste our time thinking about. I think that she wants us to sit around and think about the implications of these mirrors as opposed to actually go.
Right. Right.
At that point, she's going to start walking.
Okay.
Percy, I kind of like catch up to you. Are you going to be okay if we get into danger without Cosmo?
Yeah.
Are you sure we shouldn't
I'll follow behind.
go look for him or wait for him? Or?
I mean, we're just wasting time, right? He knows to come back.
Aren't you concerned?
I'm concerned for him, but what can I do about it?
Well, we could go find him.
That
We're
would
free to
mean-
come and go.
Well, that would mean leaving.
If we did that, we'd have to convince Solstice and Kate to come with us, right? Which I don't think they're going to want to. And I trust Cosmo, and I think that we need to keep looking because that also gives him time. Maybe he's still trying to get back from the Corrids, or not the Corrids, the
Briganox.
Briganox.
I've always felt that Cosmo was very smart. So
Cosmo is very smart. Can you put us?
Yeah, no, I tried to change something else and it changed it all. Sorry.
Can you force us there?
can you shift and then hold click, left click hold.
Yeah.
Did it do it?
Mhm.
Oh no. It's okay.
I shifted mine.
There we go.
Okay. So we're.
You're in this prop room.
Does anything look different from yesterday?
No, everything seems much the same.
Well, can I check in with the spider, see if Robert's gotten back yet?
Sure.
Has Robert returned? Wig spiders?
No.
We must try and save Robert if we can.
Absolutely.
Bugs?
Hmm?
Bugs?
I only had to deal with Robert. You have done nothing for me, other wig spiders.
Spiders are.
And then they all kind of disappear into the wig, making it appear completely normal.
Remind me not to wear a wig.
Oh no, that was very clear from the beginning. You should not wear wigs here. Honestly, you shouldn't wear any wigs that somebody just gives you either.
That's true.
It's better. You should really have your own wigs.
Honestly, I think I've learned not to put things on my head at this point.
Why?
Well, there was the hat.
What?
Moving on.
Where are you all going?
You're talking about that horrible creature that you thought was a hat?
It was a hat
It was a horrible creature.
that tried to eat me because it was a hat.
Are you all going north or south?
We're going to the library.
Did we know that they were going to the library?
I know that, well, I mean, I guess I don't know, but I'm assuming they went this way because the other way is where we've been, right?
Okay.
Question. Before we leave the props room, or while everyone else is leaving to go wherever they're going, can I look in the props room and see if there are, pins, like something you would pin, on your shirt that has, something on it, or, something that I could, I want, those, vote for Pedro pins where it's, the circle, with flat surface, and it has, a pin that you can pin onto a shirt or something.
Roll investigation.
Maybe like an old badge.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for.
An Albrightian pin.
I'll help you if you tell me.
Sure.
I'll have the spiders help, and I will give them fucking crickets. They help me find what he's looking for.
12?
The spiders, with that help, kind of as you direct what's going on, they show you to a little case that's in one of the trunks, kind of buried deeper. And pulling it out, it's a flat box, and opening it up, there are several brooches, badges. It seems like this is a little pin case, basically.
Are there any that are just flat?
None
That
are
you could
completely
draw something on
flat.
or something?
But you can see that the quality is varied on these, and some of them are real stolen pieces of jewelry, and others of them are a piece of metal that false gems or sequins were glued onto. So finding one of those, it's easy to scrape it off and get yourself a fresh surface.
Okay. How many of those can I find?
There's 2
Okay, cool.
that are of that style.
Okay.
The rest are either engraved or they're actual pieces of jewelry.
Okay, I'm going to take those 2 and scrape everything off them.
Percy, it seems like an inopportune time to be accessorizing. Not that I I'm opposed, but
Okay, this might help us.
Jotra,
Yes.
when we were in Motherhorn, didn't you have some kind of spell that could just find the horn? Not Motherhorn, the last hag lair we were in. Like you called it like locate arms and
Well, I could, but I
Lurker.
it's I have to be within a certain distance of it, and if it's not close by, then I won't notice it.
roundabouts ballpark. What do you think the distance would have to be?
1,000 feet or so.
Would I feel like Motherhorn is probably within that range for the most part?
It's built into the side of a mountain, so it is difficult to tell necessarily how high you would have to look. Go ahead and roll history or investigation.
And does this count like 1,000 feet up and down too?
Yeah, it's
any
kind of like,
direction.
you're kind of like a sphere from where you start.
So a radius of 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Up and down.
Zero.
That's a number.
That's true.
I mean, you saw that it's a castle.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like, it was really high up when you saw it
Castles
outside.
are notoriously.
Castles are an enigma.
And I spend going like, well, is it 1,000 feet? Is it giant's feet? Is it halfling's feet? Is it cat feet? Like, how many feet?
Okay, for once, Percy is like, that was one of the most insightful things that you ever said.
That's not true.
How do we know what the universal foot is? Who is it based off? Why has no one questioned this before?
I have to say that I thoroughly enjoy the business pair, like, walked in, checked books, found death, almost died, talked to goblins, moved forward, and then this group's like, what is a foot?
And we spent several minutes looking for jewelry. With the help of spiders.
This is a tool that will help us later.
So we've done
I hope-
Jeltra's makeup. We unionized the spiders.
We're fighting a good fight.
We're
I
making
feel
change
like
happen,
we are being
Motherhorn.
much more effective than Solstice
Yeah.
in the game. What did they do? They found a poem?
Percy, it's like a midlife crisis now.
Oh no, because you're identifying with
Yeah, it's like, oh my god,
Cody.
Cody's actually right. What is this?
Would we hear them having their existential crisis outside?
You're not in the library anymore.
That's right, we already left.
And we'll discuss where you go at another point.
Okay. I mean, I can.
Depending on what
It
kind of
doesn't last
feat
very long
the
though.
spell is based on.
Like-
I mean, but isn't it worth it if it comes up?
Well, I mean, if we get within range of it, it'll be great, and I'll know which direction at least to go.
I'm just saying the horn could be in the room we're currently in, but we don't know because you haven't cast the spell.
It's true.
Plus, usually when we fight, you turn into a giant spider anyway. So
Well, yeah, that also. There's so many spiders here. I don't know if a spider would be the best.
no, I just mean cast the spell if you won't need it later.
Hmm. And I'll start concentrating on cast locate object
Okay.
and thinking about the horn.
Just a moment. Apologies.
Yeah, take your time. But am I thinking about the horn as it should be, or as a wooden horn
I
that
think
would
just
fit
looking for unicorn horns.
unicorn
Period.
horns?
Because if she has a box of them, like it'd still be nice to find those as well.
Describe or name an object that is familiar to you. Sense the direction. And so I think we'd talked about that if it was going to be something that would actually fit on Eldon.
I think you can also describe something made out of something. So you could just describe what a horn is made out of.
In Solstice, have you talked about the concept of a unicorn horn with Jeltra, do you think, in the past?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have
I think
talked
that's a
about that.
common campfire discussion.
Yeah. Unicorn tails.
You get a sense straight up.
Straight up. Yeah, she's got it. Or she does.
Jeltra, you just suddenly looked up.
There.
You found it?
It's there.
It's there.
I will
It's that way.
I will run into the library and be like, my love, we found it.
All of the hooded figures sitting around the table with their books look up. And all of the goblins on various states of shelving books look over.
I look at each one of them and go, none of you are my husband. And then I will keep going.
And you just
Where-
left me staring up into the ceiling.
Where are you going?
But
Isn't there only one exit?
No, there's 3.
I will use survival to try and find Solstice's large, always dirty footprints.
Or follow his musk.
Or like some fur from Decayed.
Okay, so running into the main section of the room, you do immediately see with your passive, as would you, that there is a single book off the shelf on the floor surrounded by dust.
Okay.
And then north is a curtain. To kind of the northwest is a hallway lit by red lights. And to the east is an entrance that goes back into the main theater.
Oh, I just turned to the goblins. Could you tell me, the most beautiful man you've ever seen and a bunny came through here. Which way did they go?
Human?
I don't think any term could ever describe his beauty.
Yes.
Human.
Yes.
Oh,
He's technically a ghost.
I think they went to check the Shadow Theater.
Where's that at?
I know, because of Robert.
Curtains.
Thank you.
So we turn from our trio entering the library and finding out where our duo has disappeared to, and return to our duo. The two of you heading northerly. As I was trying to keep it a secret, so I texted Lena and Jake and was like, which way did he go? And then they made a smart choice and asked the goblins. But you both, my computer continued to send me to the wrong screen, so apologies, getting back to where we are. This shadowy hallway is blocked by a wooden backdrop 10 feet from the entrance. It is painted to look like a library bookshelf, so you open the curtain, and there's another bookshelf. This one, though, is multicolored with several different sizes and colors of books that appear to be a little flat.
I push it.
It is open on one side, so you can kind of slip around it as well.
I slip around it.
Are you going first, Solstice?
Yeah.
Coming around to the next one, this backdrop appears to be a wilderness scene. It's painted to be a starry night with trees. Examining it further as you kind of pass it, there's also little pieces of bone hanging from the bushes that are painted, as well as
Not real bone, it's painted bone.
it painted on,
Okay.
yeah, as well as from the large tree that takes up the majority of the scene. There is a rope hanging from it with a frayed end.
I was going to say that
Delightful.
gets around. Sorry.
Keep going.
The next one shows a town scene where there appears to be kind of a village street, large buildings on either side painted in perspective to make it appear to go inwards and have some depth. From each of the side alleyways, you see rivers of blood oozing.
That's disheartening.
It's very talented, but gruesome.
It's not my cup of tea.
These, as we know, these plays are probably very darkly humorous.
It's a backdrop.
All right, so
Keep
continuing.
on.
Solstice, go ahead and roll me a dexterity save.
Dexterity save +2. So this has the +2
Yeah.
already? Okay, so then that's 22.
The floor, as you step on it, you feel this creak and pull your foot back, and the passageway in front of you swings forward, revealing a pit beneath.
Can I see the bottom?
About 10 feet down from where you're standing, it appears to be filled with dirt, and there is a headstone at one end of the dirt.
What? There's a headstone down there.
It's a grave?
Why would there be a grave in the middle of the theater?
Easy access.
Can I read this tombstone?
You have to jump down to get a better look at
I
it.
want to jump down there.
All right, so jumping onto it, a little pile of kind of dirt dust raises. settles, and looking at the
Dirt
tombstone.
walls?
No, from where you landed.
Oh, I just mean,
Walls of
are the
stone.
walls dirt? Oh, okay.
Approaching the headstone, it's fairly ornate. It appears to be wood painted to appear as stone.
Oh.
And on the headstone itself, it reads, "So alive as in death." And underneath, "Solstice." And there is an
It's his
engraving
mining.
of a unicorn rearing up in the center.
Whoa. I wish I knew if stuff was magic. You don't have that ability, right?
I don't, but I can venture to guess that it is.
Well, that's disconcerting. I wonder what would happen if I dug up this grave. Probably don't have
Maybe-
time for that. Oh, wait. Or this would be a perfect place to hide the horn. I don't have a shovel, though.
Maybe that's the trick. If you dig it up, it kills you.
I love we found it.
As you both are having this conversation, the rest of you pull back the curtain and find a wall of books with a dark edge and the sounds of voices beyond it. The books are varying in colors and sizes, skillfully painted but clearly flat.
Solstice, we found the horn.
What? Do I hear that?
You do.
All right, jump out. Well, I found my own grave, so it seems like you had better luck. Where is it? Where did you find
Your
it?
own grave. Where did they have the room in this tiny hallway to put a marble mausoleum that I'm going to erect to your magnitude?
The plays here are darkly humorous.
It's a deep grave. It's not a shallow grave.
As you all are yelling back and forth across your backdrops.
I just kind of push the backdrops out of the way as I move down the hallway.
Yeah.
Where's the horn?
Well, Jildra used magic to find it.
And then as I see Jeltra, I kind of stumble and drop the book. Oh wow! Hi, Jeltra.
I think I know for some reason the horn is that, and I'll point back towards where it was. Do I still feel it? Or am I too
How long
far?
does
now?
the spell last?
10 minutes.
You still feel it.
Okay. It's that way.
Oh,
As soon as I started
What?
looking at it was right, it's above us somewhere.
in the hag's lair. Of course she has it.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Can I insight negate?
Are you trying to hide it or are you too distracted?
Hide what?
20, 30,
Of
20.
course. Unless Kate is rolling deception, he is flummoxed.
What's flummoxing you?
He's
Is it seeing
staring.
Solstice's grave.
He's-
or-
He is staring
Seeing-
full on at Jildra.
Yeah, seeing Jeltra in nice makeup.
I will kneel down to Nicaid as if to straighten your coat because you still have mummy dust all over you, and just be like,
That wasn't for him. It's for me. Okay.
I'm the one who did it. I decide who it's for.
Jacob, it's for me. It's not for boys.
I pick back up the book. Oh, one of her death tomes perfectly describes us as a party of 5 was her undoing. It describes us killing the other.
We're a
two
party of
hags.
562.
Keep going.
As each one of my swarm kind of looks at you.
It describes the perfect eclipse with the sun interrupting, or excuse me, the moon interrupting the sun, the party of 5, how we killed the other hags. This is the one.
But we didn't kill one of the hags. One of them's still loose, isn't she?
We did kill one, though.
Well, yeah, but not the other one.
Yeah, but we're going to.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
I mean, the third time's
But it
the
makes
charm.
sense. Does it say how we killed the other hag?
It may not be perfect, but it's pretty close. And then can I get the last few sentences again?
Sure. So reading those last few sentences, time was our ally standing beside us, giving us that which mummy denied us. But now I feel its hands turn cold and see its second sight unfold. The hourglass broke in the sisters three, meeting our hellish destiny. Bav and Scab will never know that time has always been our foe. When
Lorna and Scab.
There seems to be some sort of timeline, too.
I recite it all in dramatic reading.
It's amazing that you found the one book in the entire library that describes your death.
when the horn does come to pass, this group of 5 will be our last.
And then I finish my dramatic reading. And the last 2 sentences. Also, one of the other books tried to kill us.
Oh, is that the one that was on the floor?
Nasty thing.
Like the books trade.
It was a gift from another one of the hags, and then it opened. And when Solstice opened it, some of the dust exploded and tried to poison us.
We were already attacked by a wedding cake today.
And I was thinking
Oh, that was
maybe the
yesterday.
book came after, like your faith
Yeah.
tried to eat you.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm just saying, of those hundreds of books, it's truly amazing that you found the only one describing perfectly her death.
Well, several of them describe her death. They're from her aura.
Oh.
She apparently, according to the goblins, she writes a death tome a week, roughly. They say that some describe things totally different, parties of
Is it
2,
the most
parties of 3.
recent?
That would have been a good question to ask, wouldn't it have been?
Based on the numbering, you can infer it's not.
Based on the numbering, I can infer it's not that extent.
So, it really doesn't guarantee. Good job.
I visibly deflate.
I think it gives us some better information and understanding as to why the
And confidence is key.
hag.
Thank you, Teltra.
Yes.
If nothing else, it is a nice blueprint, maybe a recommendation, and if nothing else,
And
some hope.
And it
she
does say 5.
And now she can't consult it because it is in our hands.
Exactly.
Show me your grave, my love.
Again, some hope.
Right through here. Show you the pit.
And if with that book and that horn, I'll point back to the direction that I feel it. Maybe that's what we need.
Wait, you guys found the horn?
Well, not yet, but it's that way.
And as that conversation is happening, your perception of it
Oh, wait.
fizzles.
At least I think it was that way.
That's okay.
It felt like that way.
Let's go. Let's go get the
Well,
horn.
if nothing else, we can always try again once we get closer.
It's true.
We need to devise a plan of sneaking in, right? Or is there anything else we need to accomplish today before we lay siege to her innermost sanctum?
Well,
Well, we need to figure out if the Shadow Theater would be a good place to kill her.
Okay. Is that nearby?
I would think
It's right through here, on the other side of your grave.
Okay.
What does her gravestone look like to me? His.
The same. It appears to be wood painted in the image of stone, as alive, so in death, a unicorn engraving, solstice.
I would never do something this boring, my love. This is not your grave.
Well, I mean, we shall see. It's a strange position for it. I mean, how can this even be part of the show if one were to have it in the shows? Anyway, I move around it.
Well, and it's very inconvenient just to have a hole open in the middle of a hallway like that.
Well,
Indeed.
usually pits like this are covered in spikes at the bottom.
A killing pit. Excellent.
Are you proceeding through the curtain?
Can we wait 3 minutes? I'm gonna go back and see if Cosmo's back. Yep.
Not yet. Little buddy's been way late.
Getting across that bridge is going to be difficult.
I mean, there's nothing left.
No.
Well, he was just going back to the keg. I don't even know if he has to go past the bridge, does he?
That's true.
So,
Also,
Talk to him a little bit.
how big of an idiot am I? There's such thing as a pony keg. So it's a keg.
it's a pony game.
It's a pony neck keg.
Yeah.
Pony keg.
Rows of tiered seating fill the back half of this theater, and motes of dust float and dance above the ancient
Robert?
upholstery.
I am looking for Robert.
The seats face a stone stage, flanked by wooden silhouettes of fir trees. Lit from behind, and above by a white moon-like sphere of glass that hangs from the ceiling by a short chain and casts long shadows on the walls. Suspended above the stage is a trapeze.
This was also where we had that moon. You guys were thinking we could pretend it was.
Yes, that's why I thought this might be a good place to fight her. It's also pretty close quarters, so
How do we get her here?
invite her. So
Our
we'll
next
only make
performance?
promises in this room.
Okay. Do we develop a show?
Well, we could. She does like shows.
Is
Or we
there
just invite her here and then attack her?
no other exit
No,
point of egress from this room?
it is only the single curtain from which you entered.
I would like to go up onto the stage and just investigate and see if there's anything odd or out of place aside from the two stands. Like, is there anything that stands out?
Going up on the stage, your shadow is cast long over the seats. As you kind of approach the moon and see there's almost a shifting of everything in the room from your perspective as they turn clockwise with your motion.
Do we find Robert's corpse anywhere?
Are you investigating or?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation then. No sign of Robert yet, but he is very small and it is a fairly large theater.
21.
Approaching one of the trees, they appear to be on swivels.
Okay. I'll test one out, the closest one to me right now. Just kind of shift it a little bit.
As you shift it side to side and the shadow of the tree itself moves,
Mm-hmm.
the form of a large hobgoblin becomes visible when the tree shifts to the side, the shadow remaining, even though the tree shadow is moved. You move back, forward, and as you do that, the shadow steps out of where it was in the tree and begins to juggle shadow balls. As this
I'm
happens,
gonna back away.
several more come to life as you see them come out of the seating. One of them leaps up to the trapeze and begins doing an acrobatics act. More of the shadows begin to pantomime conversations and scenes. Another juggler of a human form joins the hobgoblin as several goblins begin to fake fence or to perform silent soliloquies.
Chodra?
Oh,
All of you can see
I
this.
was gonna say, I'm like,
Darcy, something is happening. Explain it.
Is this where we have to kill all the shadows, release them back to their person?
Maybe they're just putting on a show for us. They think people come in, we must put on the show.
I want to go up to. Are there any shadows? You said the shadows are like talking.
They are
pantomiming.
making the appearance of talking.
Can I go up to one of them and position myself so that my shadow looks like it could join their conversation and like attempt to talk with them?
You see, as you do that,
Also, did Hurley
Oh
juggle?
god.
he and his brother did several different acts, so juggling wouldn't be out of the question. As you do that and kind of step towards the shadow conversation, they include your shadow in the discussion, although when your shadow doesn't immediately react, they seem confused and take a moment to pause and look at it.
I shrug.
They regain their conversation, appearing to assume their shadow doesn't know the answer. But still including it, they occasionally gesticulate towards it and
I like nod and gesture. Anything happen?
they continue their conversation. guys got really upset.
But would that stop you?
It is at the time.
I will get off of the stage and sit in an unoccupied seat in the first row to watch the performance.
Each of the different groups of shadows, be they solo, trio, duo, seem to be having their own set of a performance. Not terribly interacting, aside from those that are directly speaking with one another and the duo of jugglers.
Does it look like any of them pause at any time, like to complete whatever task they're doing?
Not for the most part. The one that is on the trapeze will occasionally do a particular flourish and then bow and then continue its act.
Okay. If I see something like that, I'll clap, just to encourage, like, oh, acknowledge the performance.
I'm a trapeze artist.
Yeah.
After I got bored with that, interacting with the shadows, you said that. Do we think that the shadows are coming? There's the moon globe thing. Does it look like that is casting shadows?
Roll an Arcana.
I'll assist. No, I'm too far away. Darn.
I think that's a dirty 20.
It is a static piece of equipment. The only thing magical about it is that it casts light.
You said you think this might be a good idea to place the fighter, but if we can't get her down here, should we take this orb thing?
Can we?
So we can try.
It is a dangling 3-foot diameter sphere of white glass.
Like dangling from a chain?
Mm-hmm.
So my real question about this particular room is somebody had mentioned earlier that if we kill the shadows, they go back to their owners. Should we test it?
On who specifically?
We'd have to pick someone. Is there any
Uh,
tiefling-looking ones?
do any of these shadows volunteer?
She, I believe, also had her shadow.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about attacking unprovoked.
I mean, I could ask Hurley.
You did
This
ask
is
for a
indeed
volunteer.
Hurley.
Yeah, let me try that one again. Are there any volunteers? Any shadows like to be set free?
They do not react. Although, Percy, now that your shadow is no longer participating in their scene, looking down, you can see the other two shadows appear to be like yelling at it because they're confused as to why it is no longer interacting with them.
Uh-oh.
They don't do anything else.
This is
Noticing-
so odd.
Noticing that none of the shadows acknowledge me, and I go into full-on like carnival barking mode. Do I need to have a volunteer? You there, sir? Do you volunteer to have your mind blown, your soul released, and your shadows sent packing?
Then I'll look expectantly between the two.
Yeah, I don't think the shadows speak English.
You
I
see
don't know what
the
English is. We speak common.
the two shadows that were interacting with Percy's shadow have now turned to your shadow with its wild arm motions, and they just stare at it for a moment, and once you've completed, they turn back to each other.
I start interpretive dancing. I think I'm communicating with them.
The trapeze artist and the jugglers continue their act, but those that were doing more kind of scene pieces take a moment to watch your pantomime.
They're watching you.
I pantomime the shadow itself, like getting strangled, falling over, and then getting up and like going for a quick jaunt, and then happiness.
You see shadow hands come up and give a brief golf clap, and then resume their scenes.
I have done all that is in my power.
I would like to produce flame and see if I can cause like a second shadow, a double shadow.
Add a second light source to the
Yes.
see what happens.
Yes, pretty much. So I will go up to wherever Nicaid was and maybe try and cast shadow around or by him so that he now has two shadows, possibly, or something, and see how that reacts.
They don't seem to particularly notice it.
And it doesn't change them adding a second light source at all.
It doesn't even seem to shift their perspective.
I don't know.
What if we had a wizard? Wizards know about stuff like this.
Percy is gonna fly up to the chain and start filing away at the chain.
Okay, then.
Okay.
I will position myself to catch it.
I will position myself to help brace all of this.
I will
In case it's
produce
heavier.
weapons and weight.
In case it's
So
heavier.
can I use my thieves' tools or tinker's tools, like a file, something in there, smith's tools, to like file away at it, at the chain?
You can.
Okay. You need to do a check or anything?
I would do
You don't have bolt cutters?
I guess do a.
I'm small.
Do you have thieves' tools?
I have thieves' tools, yes.
Do that check.
So sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay, cool. So then I add that. So +3, okay. 24.
It only takes you a few moments and it's severed. Roll a dexterity save. And you can use help from Cade.
Okay. Oh, that was
Oh.
2 3s.
Oh no!
That? Very
No,
distinctly
that-
I hit it.
She hit it and I made a night.
What did it dexteritize? So that's a good old 7.
It falls out of your hand and cracks.
Oh boy.
And the light goes out and the room is plunged into black.
Whoa.
As soon as that happens, immediately produce flame again, just to have a light source.
Well, produce flame lasts for a while, too.
Well, I had snuffed it out originally, but it's so 10 minutes if I want to.
The shadows don't seem to have changed their routines at all. But the globe is no longer functional.
Can I attempt to do magical tinkering on it and see if I can get it to relight? All right. It says a non-magical object, so if that object is magical, it wouldn't work.
It is not presently magical.
Okay, so I can make it emit light. Can I make it emit the same temperature of light?
I would say give an arcana to see.
Okay. Now it's been a bad one. We're going to use this one. It's a real bad 8.
The light comes out orangey warm.
Yeah, you turned it into a sun. That's what we need.
Okay.
Because it's you said specifically in the prophecy that the moon blocks the sun, right?
The moon blocks the sun.
So now we just need a moon.
What cantrips do you have?
Druidcraft, Mending, and Thornwhip. Nothing particularly.
Can you mend the cracks out at least?
Can I try to mend the cracks out?
Sure. As you cast that, and you can kind of see them beginning to fuse together back into a solid orb, the light begins to cool.
Oh, you broke it.
I mean, it's something, right?
This is
now-
the moon now.
You have a 3 foot by 3 foot. I mean, it's a sphere, so a 3 foot sphere. I mean, based on the size, it's a 3 foot diameter.
Okay.
It's still big, but it's not a 6 foot.
Yeah, we already have the rocking horse and Cosmo. Guess we could roll it around.
Okay, so are there any other exits from this room?
Just the entrance in which you came.
Okay, so I'm gonna head back that way.
Are we sure we're kill one of these shadows to see what happens?
Well, I don't want them to. I get what you're saying, but then I think they'll all get mad.
They'll be here when we get back.
I mean, how dangerous could they be? They're shadows.
Do you really want to find out?
Yeah.
That's not.
Hard to test this theory without.
They'll
I mean, if she stole them, wouldn't it stand to reason that if we kill her, then they'll go back to where they're supposed to be because she
Or
was
the severing
stealing them?
becomes permanent.
We could go back and get Glimmer. Glimmer's the one that we know that doesn't have a shadow.
Gleam is one we know
Gleam.
for sure doesn't have a shadow because we've met Gleam, but Glimmer we don't know.
Bring Gleam back, and she could see if any of her if her shadow was here, and if you are reunited with your shadow, what happens then? But
None of the shadows have tried to hurt us or harm us in any way.
No.
Which is why I'm hesitant to hurt them.
My worry is if she has this repository of shadows and we do fight her, can she call upon them? Is this a potential threat to us down the line?
yes, it could be. Especially if we attack her here in this theater. Maybe we don't want to attack her here in case the shadows could join her side.
Looking less and less likely.
maybe now that we know the shadows are here, where they are, what they're doing, we move this to the back of the priorities list, go find the horn, then deal with the hag, then come back and see where the shadows stand or sit or whatever they're doing.
Honestly, having Eldon,
Cast.
I feel like having Eldon on our side can only improve our chances.
Agreed.
I agree.
Indeed, he would be a noble ally.
I can try and find it again.
Well, let's go upstairs.
Let's
and then
get
tell
closer, yes.
Okay.
As you all exit the theater, Cody, you do notice that there is a spider web under one of the chairs. It's empty, but
Robert's
I'll just
work?
kind of lean down. Robert, are you there?
nothing. But he had time to make a web. So
He does not have his priorities.
He doesn't disappear after a while?
No, he was a real spider.
Oh, okay.
right. So where are you all going?
So we'll go back to the library and then take one of those other passages.
I had found a stairwell before, so we could head towards that.
It's over here.
We decided not to do anything about the masks yet, right?
I mean, the masks were happening here in the library, weren't they?
No, it was down the way a bit in that door, I think.
Oh.
And what was happening with the mask again?
A chained up goblin was being
turned
blasted.
There was a goblin in a cage in that room as well.
Who screamed as it all happened.
Do we hear anything like that now as we're approaching?
You hear approaching kind of like towards the stairwell door, like crank as levers are being pulled, and this sound of kind of a charging happening.
That sound.
Approaching with
And
caution.
what Cody heard the goblin yell was, Binky!
No!
Binky.
So, having observed it before, do I feel like they're about to turn another goblin into a mask?
You didn't get to see a lot of what happened before. So, I mean, there were the sounds of electricity. There was cranking and whatnot. It's unclear whether that would be.
Quickly, do we want to save the goblin?
I don't know.
Jojo?
Yes. I don't want to hurt it.
I will go and throw open the door.
No! Too late now.
For the rest of you, the walls of this room are adorned with wooden masks, most of which look like shocked goblin faces. Dozens of masks hang neatly from hooks on the walls, and several more are stowed haphazardly on the shelves of an old bookcase.
And then I will immediately say, "Stop everything! The new director needs to speak with this goblin." And then I will gesture to Nicaid.
Roll a deception.
I was hoping to give it to Nicaid.
Just pass this one check and then
Oh, goodness.
12? Oh, wait. 18. Thank you, Rockelman. That is the most unattractive face you've ever made. Mainly because I don't like what it indicates.
the only unattractive face you ever made.
The room goes black. Roll for initiative.
Roll, roll, roll.
Did I at least see the goblin in there before?
Still in the cage. You got, I am so sorry. It got a 22.
That's fine.
It's like-
19.
You sounded so distraught saying 19. Well,
No. I should be distraught 4.
I like going lower in initiative so I can kind of see what's happening and what's unfolding.
11.
Hit it.
Cody? Oh, 18.
So, Steve?
14.
18. And let's find out where our friends can perform. Yep.
Yep.
Alpha.
I want one.
What the dog?
Me too.
Oh, okay. Okay, buddy. I see you.
I don't like that.
Right? Like, he sounds a little too enthusiastic. Let's reel it in, Cole.
I'm sorry. Oh, these are a lot of fun. All right, so
Really enjoy
it's going first.
Of course it is.
What is it?
it?
Does your order make sense as to how you're entering that room? I know
Sure.
Cody burst in first, but
I might have been in front of Kate, unless you feel strongly you would have been behind.
I don't feel strongly.
we'll trade y'all places here.
Besides Sheltra.
All right, so that will be
Where did Solstice go?
They've melded, I think.
Does a
Well,
25
I
hit
think-
you, Cody?
Are you controlling or am I?
I just switched their places.
I know, but we keep switching them.
Oh, I just switched to places wherever he is cool with me.
Well,
Like,
Solstice
we're
is
just
gone
missing
from our
Solstice
screen.
now.
Oh, Solstice is on my screen right
He's
here.
been
I don't see
deleted.
Solstice.
Weird.
Sabotage.
I have Solstice totally here.
Sure.
Did the
I'm like,
layers move?
No, I just checked it right now. That's very strange. Let's see if I can shift the layers back and see if it'll come back.
There we
Here we
go.
go.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was on the token layer for me, so I put it on and back to token, and I don't know. But Cody, does a 25 hit?
Of course.
Okay, that is going to be.
Is the attacker within 5 feet of me?
It is.
Okay, go ahead, but then I have a reaction.
That's going to be 12 slashing and 18 necrotic. It got a crit.
Yowza. Okay, I would like to attack
That's
my
30?
7 feet.
12 plus 18, yes it is.
That's like most of my HP, you guys.
Ooh.
As a reaction, I can attack him and make his thing 0, hopefully. So that's gonna be 17 to hit.
To hit?
Yes. If I'm 10 feet.
That will hit.
Okay, fine.
Light him up, light him up.
I'm on fire!
Okay, so 6, so that's 9 damage,
Necrotic.
and he is movement at 0.
Okay. 9 damage it is. Movement is 0. And does a 17 hit you?
Yeah.
That will be 6 slashing and 4 necrotic.
That is
As-
much more reasonable.
It didn't crit on the second hit. As you hear the sounds of chairs scraping, and from the other side,
Oh no.
Oh no.
We're in a hallway, guys.
What's happening?
The other Darklings are coming to help.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
But they had to dash to get there, so that's it for them.
I don't think there are any. Artificers suck.
All right, that's going to be Cade.
You can fireball it.
Eventually.
Eventually!
Level 12.
I told your
We
name's
need
so
you to
weird, buddy.
pull something out of your ass right now, buddy.
Preferably not yourself.
Pull myself out of my. I have to pull myself out of my ass.
Like maybe a daylight spell, or a sunbeam, or a fireball. Lightning bolt?
I will remind you all that are close to this room, it is black on that side.
Yes.
So attacks against it will be at disadvantage going forward
So I don't.
Attacks on the one.
in the room.
What is? Sorry. What does this thing look like that's attacking us?
Would you like to see it?
Yes.
It's the big one.
Darkling and Darkling Elder.
What's that one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't like
Why
that.
they got swords? That's weird.
They got daggers and swords and shit and 2 toes.
I don't like that.
Dude, Joe's.
Nobody needs more than one.
Exactly.
Whose turn is it?
Cade's.
How far away am I from it?
10 feet?
10. So enough for a ranged spell attack.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness for this level up. I'm gonna see that we're suddenly being attacked by something that's very hard to see and go, ah, and just let out an Eldritch Blast.
Which one are you targeting?
Okay.
Oh, there's 2 of them. That's right.
There's
No,
Oh,
there's
there's 4.
There's 4 behind.
these ones just came up.
Yeah. So there's 3 behind me and then 1.
This one's in darkness.
In darkness. Sorry guys, I'm attacking the one that's to the left of Jeltra.
That one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is that one a disadvantage?
No.
So 2 beams because we're at 6th level. And I make a ranged attack for each beam, right?
Yes.
A 10 for the first one. And a nat 20 on the second one.
All right. I think in the future we've done Eldritch Blast as a single attack roll. Am I
No, you
mistaken
do that
that
wrong every time.
Oh god, that one and Scorching Ray that always screw me up. No, Scorching Ray is also individual.
It's
for each.
Yeah.
magic missile.
Magic missile,
Well, that
that's
doesn't
all
need to roll at
together.
all.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Either
It's
way,
Firebolt is
There
one
you go.
attack, multiple dice. Eldritch Blast is multiple attacks with that do damage each.
give me the crit for that buddy,
So the crit for that,
that buddy blast, if you will.
10 plus the roll. Is it plus anything? No, it's just 1d10. So 10 plus 4. 14 damage.
Nice.
It turns and from behind its cowl hisses at you.
Yes.
You're gonna have to try harder. I've seen some shit.
Anything else, Kate?
I will turn to Solstice. Turn. So I whipped around, let out the Eldritch Blast, hit it, said my line, and I will turn back to Solstice, trying to instinctively slap him on the shoulder, not remembering Solstice is a Goliath, so slapping Solstice on the ass, and say, "You got this!" And Bardic Inspiration.
Yes, it is. What's that dice?
I think it's a D8 now.
Okay.
I'll double check.
Excellent. Cody, you're up.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, I need a clarification before I take my turn. We have decided in the past that non-magical light is not affected by the darkness spell, only magical light. When we fought Bavlorna, that's what we decided.
I don't remember this.
Well, Jeremy Crawford said that it snuffs out magical light.
So
Darkness.
if you light a fire, it will still be pitch black, except for you can see the flame.
Okay. changes my turn. Okay.
Wait, we're in darkness right now?
The room is dark.
Oh, is it?
Always normal.
Okay, and it's magical darkness?
Yes.
Okay.
So in that case, I will hit the dude in front of me, at least attempt to, with the butt of my dagger.
Okay. Disadvantage.
Yes. That's still 17?
Hits.
Okay. And so that will do 6 damage. But then I need him to make a strength saving throw, please.
20.
Damn it. Okay, so that didn't work. So I'm just going to move into the room then.
Okay. What direction are you moving?
Past him into the room. So like diagonally left. Yes. One. He will get an attack of opportunity, but
I thought
tried.
he already took his reaction. Or he couldn't. No.
Closest took his reaction.
That's right.
Is he allowed to take a reaction with your?
Yeah, I don't,
Okay.
I don't do away with his reaction.
Okay.
He hit me back. Oh, but that was his second attack.
Yes. Does the 24 hit?
Yeah.
7 slashing and 6 necrotic. So 13. They have a pretty good to hit.
Okay. Have we determined what potions look like? Is it a bonus action?
Is there anywhere else you're going in the room, or are you just going straight in that deck?
Yeah, I want to go like where I'm at least 15, 20 feet from him. And then for my second attack, I am going to throw an alchemist fire flask on him, because you said if there's fire in the room, I can see it.
You can see the fire, yes.
All right, that is going to be, I'm assuming it's the same as my dagger, because it's a thrown weapon. 15?
Meets.
Hit him with an alchemist fire flask. He is now on fire.
This one's on fire.
Yes, Darkling's on fire.
Solstice, you're up.
Okay, so do I have disadvantage still?
For the one in the darkness, yes.
Even though he's on fire?
Oh, yes, sorry, apologies. On fire, you can see it.
It's like, don't waste my whole turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast branding. No, wait, this is a smite. Sorry.
You can
cast
as a
that.
bonus action.
I know, but I don't know that I want. Oh, I'm sorry, I got confused. Okay, branding smite, which looks like, I like draw my hand back and like I'm whipping, like the astral whip, and so then I will hit 2 attacks. Okay, so we've got. Dang it, I'm sorry. I went out of my thing. Okay, so 25 and 11 to hit.
25 will hit, 11 will not.
Okay, so then I'm gonna do
Sorry, may Mr. bless you.
8 plus 3, that's 11 plus 6, 17 plus 4, 21 damage.
That one is down, and the darkness inside the room evaporates.
Oh, good. Okay. And that's gone.
My last alchemist fire.
And you can now see a goblin in the corner of its cage cowering.
Wait.
I will turn to him. It's like, we're here to rescue. It's like just cough up black blood.
And I need Cade and Solstice to make con saves.
Excuse me?
Yes.
You have +2 for need.
An extra +2?
Since you're in here, is it already?
Well, I was doing
Yeah.
pretty well in the saves tonight, so. I'm sorry, what was it? Dexterity again?
Con.
8.
Okay.
7.
Okay. You both take 7 radiant damage and are blinded until the end of your next turn
7.
as it begins to glow and erupts.
Would you say that we were blinded by the light?
Exactly what I would say.
We're blinded until our next turn.
Until the end of your next turn.
End of it.
And
No!
7.
my eyes! I can't see without my eyes!
I can't see either. It's going to come back. We must have faith. I try to grab you, and I grab an ear.
You grab an
Oh,
ear.
sorry.
Percy,
He grabbed your butt.
that's you.
He did. Should we use the inspiration? What is this? What can I use this on for?
Saves, ability checks, and attack rolls, I believe.
Oops.
I thought Fairy Fire works differently than it does, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
I mean, it'd be helpful for me.
You got a lot of cover between you and them.
Or just being an advantage on attack. My sharpshooter.
Right, but if one of them casts darkness, then it just goes away.
That's true.
One of them casts darkness? How absurd.
Right? Yeah.
OP. Nerf darkness.
What they did to darkness from 3.5 to 5 sucks. Great for everyone else.
Speaking of things that suck, what are you doing this turn?
Yeah, shut up.
Lo siento.
I hate this.
That was pretty good.
Thunderwave?
I don't have fucking Thunderwave.
And also, Jill was right next to him, so he's gonna hit her.
Well, he could step
It's
forward.
gonna be a
and
problem.
Then put it like Jeldrin could Thunderwave.
Jill was gonna have a lot of fun in a moment here, so.
I think Jeldrin should get out of there.
Okay. Percy is going to like and pull out a wand, and can I get dex saves from all 3 of them, please?
And is there a way that this is exempting children?
Yes, and I will show you how.
Okay.
I'm going to do like this. So the edge of the cube goes there, so it catches them, but not her.
Okay.
What game was it that we learned about angles?
17, 14, 23.
Fuck. Well, the 14 is restrained as Wand of Web splats out.
Okay.
So the one is fucking fucked. But fuck it.
The one is indeed fucking fucked.
20-foot cube, difficult terrain, lightly obscures the area. Creature's restrained.
Pretty good for Jeldrin because she can turn into a spider and be immune to the webs.
Mm-hmm. That is that, and I think that's all Percy's gonna do because I don't have any good bonus action because Cosmo's out here.
You don't have healing word or anything?
Who the fuck do you think I am?
Okay. So, as I'm looking and adjusting to all this stuff, Percy, remind me what just happened.
I cast web,
Okay.
and so one of them, I don't know which one, is web. The one on the left, on your left.
Okay.
That Kate attacked is all webbed up.
Got it. So,
All webbed up with you.
okay. So seeing that there's now webs involved, Jeltra is going to transform into her spider form. Let me.
Go get
That's my bonus action. Where the heck is it? It's under features and traits. That's where it is. Wild shape. There we go. Extras. Spider Jeltra. And seeing one that is already webbed and restrained, I will wonder if I can do that to the others.
I mean, the one that's restrained you would have advantage on.
Then I'm biting his head. I'm gonna take a bite attack. $17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. Five piercing damage, and I need a con save from that one. From the one I just did.
19.
Okay, so then that saves, but
His alt roll was a 20.
he's gonna take 8 poison damage. No, 4 poison damage because it's half because he saved.
All right. And that will bring us to them. As the one that you just bit shakily stretches out a hand, and the hallway is plunged into darkness.
Okay.
Fuck.
The one that was restrained is still neutral.
Before
Yeah.
for my movement, can we say that I went onto the ceiling?
Sure, it is not a very high ceiling.
Okay.
So we're in a hallway.
Easier to bite heads.
Well, and plus, if you'd gotten out of their melee range, they would have gotten attacked well.
Right. Right. So I wasn't thinking that I was going to be getting out of melee range. I just wanted to offer some clearance.
Does an 18 hit you?
As a spider, yes, it does.
That'll be 12 damage total, 6 slashing, 6 necrotic.
Okay.
Does an 11 hit?
No.
I will point out, if they're rolling with advantage, they don't get it because Joe has blind sense.
They have double attack.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
8 slashing, 5 necrotic.
Okay.
And does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
4 slashing, 5 necrotic.
Okay. So Jeltra falls from the ceiling into her form.
How you feeling about saving that goblin now?
Nickate and Joe are the ones who said yes.
All right, in the dark,
It was a good.
in the darkness, in the darkest night. If you get that reference, I mean, Susan Sarandon was amazing.
Burning bright.
You're down,
He's
yes,
a guiding
thank you.
star.
We are on Decade in the black of the hallway. You can see Cody out of the corner of your vision in a pinprick. But the directions on all the sides are black.
That I know it. Oh, yes.
The spell says a 20-foot cube I can see within range. That probably means I can't cast it down the hallway, right?
What's
You
that?
can't see.
Okay. So... Can I... Okay.
It's the spider that just like has 4 attacks immediately. Like,
Hearing the spider yelp and then Jeltra fall to the ground and make a thudding sound, can I would have been paying attention over there, but can I just then, on instinct, whisper a discordant melody? It says that only one creature of my choice within range can hear, so I don't have to see them. Can I do... You already attacked the one on the left. I attacked the one on the left. I'm gonna aim for the one on the left.
okay.
I need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
4.
That fails. So that's going to be 46.
Jesus.
No, 4d6.
Still.
Oh.
That's
I've
cocked.
cocked.
That was a 1.
Maybe the phone dice is a menace.
8. That's 10. So 11 damage.
Deltra
Yes.
and Percy make con saves.
Percy's within range of that too?
As I'm cursing it.
Let me
down.
double check.
Is
As
it
I-
5 feet or 10 feet?
It's 10 feet.
Oof. I'm
As I
aware of
curse
them,
it to hell
so.
under my breath, I remember what happened to me and I go, sorry.
Thank you, Dice
On
God.
save.
Hey, at least you're not blinded anymore.
21.
Excellent.
That's a nat 20 for 28.
Dang.
Beautiful.
Okay, so
Super
you
safe.
both take 5 radiant damage and
No.
it explodes.
He saved.
So it's half of the other one, and neither of you are blinded.
It's interesting to me.
Oh, you were blinded.
I was,
But you didn't do a thing that required a roll, so you're fine.
So flavor-wise, I was doing it with my eyes closed because I couldn't see.
Yes, Good job. Good
You didn't
thinking,
You didn't even know.
hard man.
I
There
will
you go.
also,
Right.
I just have to say, the whole thing about you when you were like 4d6 instead of 46, D&D has destroyed me because at work when someone says like 50 or 60, I'm like, "Dude,
60 what?
Like I've trained myself now to be like, it's not 40, it's 4D, but what comes after that? And I just like look at them with a blank expression, and I'm like, oh, like 40.
Number
Numerically.
40.
Yeah, Cody.
And there's currently no darkness, right?
That's why they
In the hallway. Like, if you look in the door, you can see half of Solstice and black.
Okay, so the one that created the darkness did not get killed.
No.
Okay. Did you guys kill the one that was restrained?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's black, so if they remember that one was restrained.
I mean, that's valid.
I just went for the one that was restrained.
But yes, they just read the one that was restrained.
Yeah,
I have to give Bardic on my turn.
it's okay.
You said Solstice is half within my range?
Yes.
Okay. And is the one that's Alchemist Fire is still on fire, I'm assuming, yes?
He's dead. I mean,
His
But,
corpse is
I
on
mean,
fire.
like,
And
I
then
haven't put him out.
it exploded, so there's a pile of ash.
So it's
So-
not on fire.
So it's not on fire?
No. They explode when they die.
They're like whatchamacallit. They're like
So there's like no bits of fire anywhere.
Not presently.
Can Solstice be a little bit on fire?
Solstice, I'm gonna need you to take some damage.
Yeah, I'll figure.
All right, so I'm going to go snatch an arrow out of Solstice's quiver, and then I'm going to swipe.
So you're running back to Solstice.
Yeah. Then I'm going to swipe the arrow against Solstice so it's on fire, and then just toss it down the hallway.
So
And potentially hit
what is
Joker
the
and
damage
Percy.
from Alchemist Fire? 'Cause this
1d4 at
means
the beginning of each of their turns.
that would have meant that the beginning of his last turn he was on fire.
Sure, it's only 1d4.
Okay. Let's do 1d4.
If you-
you're agreeing to be on fire,
Oh, yeah. I'm blind. What do I know?
then it's hot.
It's a little warm in here.
Tres.
Okay. Near.
Yeah.
Okay. So disadvantage and cover.
If you light me on fire, I will kill you.
Okay, that is 7 plus 9.
16.
16?
Does not hit.
15 hit the other one.
I said with cover.
Oh.
You're shooting through
I have sharpshooter. I ignore
3 people. Okay, 16 will hit.
cover. I was like, I have sharpshooter.
Save it.
I ignore everything but full cover because of sharpshooter.
So did you take the -5 to that?
What do you mean?
Don't sharpshooter have to
No. Sharpshooter has 2 effects. One, I ignore cover, or I can do that.
So he doesn't get the extra damage, but he can ignore it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Got it.
So 16 to hit him,
Yes.
and so it's Alchemist Fire, so he is now on fire.
Okay.
All right, so that's attack 1.
Okay.
So I can see him now, right?
You could see burning. Well,
You said that I could see flame in the darkness, but it doesn't give off any light.
I'm going to allow it. I will say for the future of darkness, the way that I was processing it was you were next to the flame, and that's why you could see it.
Okay.
So I will
I'm
allow
okay
it for this
with not
time.
Also,
taking it.
does
It's fine.
Alchemist
It's-
Fire transfer to an object?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alchemist Fire, it continues burning until it's put out.
Even just the flame, not the substance.
Well, when we used it on the boat, it like literally spread until the entire boat was on fire. So I assume
Right. Fire spread, so.
In this
Yeah.
case, I would totally allow it. I'm going to say that because I was very unclear in my wording,
Yeah.
I think that, we'll allow that you can see that
Okay.
one now.
I mean, it's perfectly fine with me. I'll take the disadvantage. I don't want to like cheat.
I don't treat it as cheating. It was, you built a plan around what I said.
Okay.
So that's not on you, that's on me.
I lit my husband on fire to do it. Wait, I'm not rolling with disadvantage. That's 17 plus 9.
That'll hit.
Okay, and so that will be 10 damage plus. I'll go ahead and favor him. 14.
Plus 14.
No, so 14
Oh, okay,
damage.
cool.
And then he needs to make a strength save, so I'll try that again.
21. The alt was a 19. Like,
I'm gonna make my
they only have a +1, so I don't know why they're doing this well in strength, but
So usually, so drawing the arrow and everything would be a free object interaction. Do I still have a bonus action or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be a 19.
Hits.
Okay. Against that same dude. So that'll be 10 plus my favorite foe. 11.
He is not having a good day.
I tried to push him 15 feet, but they keep making the damn strength save.
They've been doing fantastically on their saves, I must say.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's me.
Solstice, you're up.
Okay, so
Unfortunately, you do take another one.
Can I-
damage.
okay, can I wondering if I can ready an attack if I'm blinded, and then when my sight returns, does that release the attack?
Wouldn't
No.
their side have returned by now?
And this
It's
is
the end of
End of this turn.
this turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to
Of course, the fun thing is if sight
Heal
returns, it's still
myself.
just black.
Right.
I think it makes more sense. I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to lay on hands, and then I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite and hold that in reserve. So that's all.
All right. End of your turn, your sight comes back. It's newest rounded in darkness.
What? How do I even know my sight's come back?
'Cause it goes from being like yellow-white to black.
Okay. There's darkness, right, around us?
Yes, it's very dark, my love.
What does Thunder Smite do?
Next time I hit with a melee attack, it's going to do extra damage and be
Excellent.
really loud, which maybe is not a good idea.
We are down
knows where you're-
to Percival. Immon.
I was gonna say every time.
I know, I just want to call you Percival. I'm sorry.
okay.
Persimmon.
It's fine.
Persimmon Bramble Moon.
Get you a gun. That's what we need to do.
Why?
Guns in this game do so much damage.
Persimmon Bramble Moon's blunderbuss.
When you said Percival, it made me think of.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Our story of Percy had a gun.
Well,
Percy. Give me some news. I got some citrus juice. Because number 7 is citrus.
is it?
You know,
It's like an apple.
Persimmons are like plums and.
Yeah, it's a
Jesus
stone
Christ.
fruit, isn't it?
Persimmons
Okay.
is an artificer.
What are you? what is that stone fruit doing?
Would it be possible, because I shot the wand last time, to attempt to shoot it the same way again?
Like just second verse name is the first.
Like,
Yeah.
position my arm in the same thing, so I think that I'm not going to hit Jeltra.
It'll still be disadvantaged, but yeah.
Okay. Well,
Um,
it's a save from them.
Yes, that's fine. Additionally, persimmons are a citrus fruit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, saves from them.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
Dexterity.
Yes, sir.
The more you.
19, 8.
The 8 fails.
Okay.
So
Nag.
hopefully one of them
Damn it.
is restrained, but we don't know that because we can't fucking see.
Sounds good.
And then I will say to Jeltra, I threw a web again, so maybe don't move forward. Hopefully it didn't hit you. Did it hit you?
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
Well, don't go
Everyone
forward.
sound off as if they're alive.
1.
All right.
If I'm already talking, that means I'm alive, Cody.
I know, but I just wanted everyone.
Cody.
J. Ultra. What you got?
Okay. And I'm in darkness, correct?
You are
see
in
anything.
utter darkness.
Okay.
Just dimension door out, Jeltra.
I don't have Dimension Door this time.
I don't think we're at a level where we can have it.
Can't do
I'm
that.
tired of being low level. I don't like it.
You're not-
What?
We're only level 6.
We're level 6.
I also don't think I've changed the frames yet, so I'll have to remember to do that. But we are level 6. It might say 5, but we're 6.
I'm just saying, Candlekeep, we're so powerful.
I know.
Well, we can't all be Candlekeep.
Oh, fuck. All of these are like, do something what you can see.
You can't see. It's gonna be rough.
Okay, so
You.
I'm gonna produce flame.
We'll see.
We will see. The dice shall
Yeah.
decide.
Just produce flame and then just like throw it in front of you. Like
That's pretty good. Like, I know there was one in front of me, and I was just gonna produce flame and try and touch somebody in front of me.
Is that a save or an attack?
Ooh, he's on fire, so she's right next to him. So even by your previous wording, she should be able
Oh
to see.
goodness.
Yeah.
So if I can see somebody,
You can
I
flame
see
dude.
them? Can I see the ground underneath their feet, or just the flame?
You would have been hit here. It's the first round. This is on fire.
Okay, so I can't see under their feet. Okay.
Fire and darkness is a complicated
Mm-hmm.
mistress.
Darkness in general is fucking.
Okay,
And
and
there's
this one, it's the one that's webbed. That's also on fire?
Yes.
No.
That's the one I'm assuming that's the one I hit.
Okay. So he's already webbed.
As are his toes, which you cannot see.
Oh, fuck, is he
Fun
on
fact.
fire?
He is currently on fire.
Is that gonna
It's
release his
magical.
web?
We'll find out.
Fiery
Web
webs.
is classically very flammable. So maybe it spread faster. Maybe that's what it did.
Webs are flammable. Any 5-foot cube of web exposed to fire burns away in 1 round,
Does that mean
dealing 2d4 to any fire damage to any creature that starts to turn in the fire. So he'll take 2d4 extra.
Because of the web. Is it?
and also isn't that 20 feet? Yeah, just set the library up.
Does it keep spreading on the web though? That's a DM call, I think.
Guess we'll have to see. What are you doing, Joshua?
If I can see this person,
Because she got real mad at the last person who damaged the books.
okay, if I can see this person, then I am. It's a couple of things. I can't see the floor though, correct? You said I cannot see the floor.
No. Or so.
Can I see past? How far past does the darkness go? Can I see past them, or am I just
As
enveloped?
far as you're concerned, it's all
It's everywhere.
Yeah, black
okay.
is everywhere.
Okay, never mind then.
That's why, like, Cody could see the edge of Solstice because he was standing a little bit out of the darkness.
Gotcha.
But, like, in Solstice's view, if he turns one way, he can see a room. If he turns the other way, it's just black.
Okay, so then
Infinite darkness.
I'm gonna have to keep going with the. If I could see them, I was gonna charm person, but they're already being restrained and whatnot, and I just don't know how much that would help. So I'm just gonna use produce flame as a weapon on the one that I can see and burn him even more.
Okay.
But you don't have disadvantage to attack him.
Yes. Do one action. Where to go? Attack with the flame. Doing so ends the spell. Okay, so. Oh, it's
Would
a
you
ranged
have-
spell attack, though.
No. So
No, wait, I
produce
can
flame
do-
is both melee and range.
That's
You can do
right.
Either.
That's right.
He is restrained and on fire. Does that mean she gets advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. So that would be 19 to
Hits.
hit. Okay, and then 2d8.
We are a very creative bunch, but that doesn't help sometimes.
Yeah,
Fuck darkness.
10,
Fuck. darkness.
Seriously.
Okay.
10 fire damage.
You see it begin to glow. And I need you and Percy to make con saves.
Fuck this noise.
Percy, you get +2.
I know. Doesn't fucking help.
Nope.
Wait, does it? That's a 14.
Okay.
4.
Okay. You are blinded and take 6. You are not blinded and take 3 radiant damage in both cases. And that brings us to our friend.
And you just got blinded, so he has advantage on attacks.
And the darkness just dropped away.
Fuck. Set it up again. Use your action to set it up again.
Does the 16 hit?
Yes.
That is going to be 9 slashing and 4 necrotic. Does a 21 hit?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
That will be 5 slashing and 6 necrotic.
Thankfully, Jeltra has more HP than me. So.
Okay.
That's Cade.
You said
Take him down.
the darkness is down, right?
Yes, there's no more darkness.
Seeing everybody hurt on instinct, just another Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So 2.
So 2 at the one guy.
Kill him.
One was a 24, one's a 14.
The 24 hits, the 14 does not.
So that is 1d10. For 9 damage.
Okay. And these yellow eyes turn towards you.
Without breaking the eye contact, I'm going to... I don't know who's next in turn order. I'm going to give it to Cody. And I'm going to say, while staring into the yellow eyes, Cody, my eyes better be the last thing this thing ever sees. And that's Bardic for you. It's a D8.
All right. Cody, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna attempt. So he is not in darkness, right?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna try 3 sharp
Yes, you're
shots.
right. No, he's not.
No. E.
You have inspiration.
I just don't know if it's worth it. So
It only lasts a minute.
one's an 18.
Hits?
Do you think it's worth adding it to a 9?
I didn't hit on a 4.
I might as well. No. So I hit once.
Okay.
Luckily, I don't feel bad because I don't think any of those would have hit, even if I hadn't sharp shot. So
I'd like another turn because I got my spell going. So you don't have to kill him yet.
oh, do I have your permission not to kill him? So that'll be 21, and should I try and push him again? Thanks.
21 damage.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, Darkling.
Oh,
Darkling,
I wish Jeltra was here. I need her to make a save. The strength save was 8.
Okay, so he's pushed 15 feet back.
Okay, pushed back into the library
Yeah.
and explodes.
Oh.
So as I throw my dart, my swarm rushes forward and literally bum rushes him, so he goes flying 15 feet away.
He hits the webs now.
And as you shove him into the library, you stand alone in the now silent and well-lit hallway. And that is where we'll end tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We will be back in roughly a half hour with Candlekeep Mysteries, the next chapter. Find out what was going on with all that delicious food we got. And with that, thank you so much to Sparky, Dossiva, Daniel, Rios Mom, Alistair, Sean, Rockelman, Deathsgrasp, Eric Fox, Meepo, Dream Lover, and Duke Relin for your support on Patreon. If you would like to support us, please feel free to check out the Patreon. Right now, we're mostly focusing on the after parties there. If there is anything that you would like to see, be it on there, on YouTube, on other social medias, we'll be happy to entertain you. We are always enjoying answering questions, doing, talkbacks and whatnot. We're working on continuing to put up some more short videos over time. Apologies, I know it takes a while. So please like, subscribe, and comment, and let us know what you would like to see, whether you're listening on YouTube or podcasts or somewhere else, the third dimension. Thank you so much for joining us. We really, appreciate having you all here. And thank you for Rockelman tonight for popping in. Even though you weren't, feeling your best tonight, we were super excited to see you come on.
Feel better.
And with that, we will come up with the tagline.
Eventually. Oh, wait, no, we have a new one, don't we?
We will.
Eventually.
Elemental plane of water, and I got a t-shirt.